Hey guys, welcome to DevSpot. Before we get going, I just want to say, remember to join the Discord, remember to hit that subscribe button, and remember to have fun. There, that's the whole pitch. Now let's go talk about how to make a game. So today I want to talk to you about 4 important steps when it comes to developing your first game. Now this is important because a lot of people don't know where to start off, so we're going to try and get you started off right. The first step is pretty obvious. You gotta start. Which is nice because you've already done this. You're here watching this video, which means I imagine either you subscribed to me, which, looking at my subscriber count, is highly unlikely, or you started searching around for what you should do. And you should keep doing research. Never stop doing research on how to perfect your craft or start doing a different thing in your craft. And also it's important while you're starting to keep your ideas wide open. Don't narrow yourself down to one specific idea. If you think you have a really good idea, write it down, of course, but store it and save it for later. And keep writing ideas down, and eventually you'll have a huge library of great ideas that you can just pick up and start working on. The second step is pretty obvious as well, but not quite as much. You need to immerse yourself in the community. This means play more video games. If you're not playing games, how do you expect to create a good one? But also you need to create play a variety of games, and this is also important so you get exposed to different genres. Maybe you've only played FPSs, and you might find that you like a platformer much better. Now, if you don't want to play a huge variety of games, you can always go check out my Game Jolt Adventures playlist, where I play a big variety of games. But if you do want to play them, you can always go to GameJolt.com. There are plenty of new games coming out every single day, and there's a lot of good ones, and there's a lot of ones that you can probably learn a lot from. Which, this is an important thing too. You need to be analyzing the games that you're playing. Look for things that they did really well, and take note of that. And then maybe look at some things that you think you might be able to do better, or at the very least, you could tell somebody how to do it better. And one thing you should be doing is talking to people in the community. Don't just passively play the games, engage, talk to people, see what they think. See what they think is good and what isn't good. This will help give you a more rounded out perspective on what you should actually be putting in a game, instead of just basing it off of what you think. The third tip is a little bit more obscure. You need to get inspired. You need to get your ideas from somewhere, right? You can't just pull them out of thin air. You gotta have something to base it off of, or at least something to generate ideas, something that helps you do this. So, what inspires you? Is it music? Is there an album that paints a particular picture in your mind, or even a song that tells a story to you? You can make a game around it. You can do just about anything around music. Same goes for movies. Do you have a favorite movie or TV show? Just make a subplot on it, or make some fan fiction in it. Try and follow some basic rules when you're doing it around a movie, just so that way, you know, it's actually based off the movie. Or just take some elements from it. Is there a location that you find you are the most inspired? You can make a game focused around that location, or even make it around how that location makes you feel. Emotions are powerful features to have in a game, and even more so to base an entire game around. It's really difficult, but usually it's pretty good or even pretty enlightening. One thing you need to remember about this is that this is your game. You are the captain of this project. Only you. Make the game you want, with the elements that you want in it. Use whatever inspiration or source material you want, because you're in charge. The last step is probably the most important, and step 4 is to surround yourself with people that support you. Now this is important because developing games is a lot of work, and it takes a lot of time. The vast majority of people get discouraged and give up long before they even see an alpha of their game. So you need to surround yourself with people that will support you in your pursuits, and not just support the finished product that you have. You need people that are going to remind you to continue working, are going to ask you where the next version is, or ask you how the game's coming. These people are important because they're going to cheer you on regardless of how you're doing or how good your game is. These people are going to keep you on task, they're going to keep you invested in your work, and they're going to stay invested in your work regardless of if they even enjoy your work. This brings us to an important point. If you're just starting out, you need to understand that your first game, it's not going to be that pretty, it's not going to be that glamorous. You need to start out small. You need to practice your craft before you can make your perfect game. Nobody reaches the pinnacle of their ability in the first day of even trying. And that's important to understand. Don't try and make the perfect game starting out. You need to try and make something that is reasonable for a first game. And we'll talk more about that in future episodes. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff like this in future episodes. That's why it's important for you to subscribe and stick around. Also, another thing you can do to start enacting Step 2 right away is go ahead and head over to my Discord and start talking to people. There's a lot of developers over there already. In fact, I think it's only developers except for like one other person. It's a good resource for you to get connected and talk to people that I'll probably be interviewing, and you should go check out those interviews for other tips from them, people that know far more than I do, and listen to them and their wisdom. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, because there's going to be more coming. Next week, we're probably going to talk about game engines and how to pick one. But until next week, I hope you continue doing research, and I hope you feel a little bit inspired and that this is a little bit more approachable of a task. So please, guys, take care of yourself, and I'll see you later.